Why do the right opportunities never find some people? This is something I've thought of over and over and over again. And from my interaction with a number of people, I've been privileged to train a number of people, speak to a number of top talents, and even privileged to mentor a number of people. And one thing I've seen over and over again, that many of these ones are skilled, many of these ones have value, many of these ones have the talent. But you see, but there's a big gap between that talent and the recognition of that talent. There's a big gap between that talent and them getting what they require, them getting the necessary accolades that go with having that talent. So why don't the right opportunities find certain people? And that's what I just quickly want to talk about from experience, and then from the personal experience, and also reaching out to people, from also moving with mentors, moving with those who have gone ahead of me, and learning, because the learning curve never ends. And so yes, from experience, and then from learning from people, from moving with successes, from interacting with those who have gone ahead of me, mentors, fathers, and really hearing from them and seeing how things run, why the right opportunities don't find some people. So the first thing is this, and one thing I always get to tell anyone who cares to listen, especially youths, is that the problem is not always talent. Many people are talented. Many people are talented. They have the talent, they have the skill to a large extent, but the truth is, talented people often get overlooked. Talented people often get overlooked, and it's just the world today. Because the truth is that you look to every corner, there's talent everywhere. That's the truth. There's talent everywhere. Yours may just be unique, maybe slightly unique, maybe slightly different from the others, but there's talent everywhere. So talent is not enough. Talent will still get overlooked, and let me even say this: the fact that you're very hardworking doesn't really mean you get the opportunities. Yes, hard work is good. Hard work pays eventually, but the truth is that many times the opportunities that come don't always go to the most hardworking. Don't always go to the hard worker. You see, the things that play in the marketplace are quite different. Now, let me quickly give this, and I learned this a long time ago, many years back. I learned this strategy many years back. What is the secret of the marketplace? It's who you know plus what you know. Who you know plus what you know is equal to who knows you. Who you know plus what you know is equals to who knows you. That's the secret of the marketplace. And let me quickly share this for the marketplace. In the marketplace, a number of things come into play. And when I talk of the marketplace, I talk about your career, your field, that your field of endeavor. That's what I mean by the marketplace. And a number of things come into play. Let me mention a few of them so I don't divert too much from what I want to talk about. Number one, who you know. Who do you know? You see, many people, many times, the determinant of that door you seek, the determinant of the opportunity you seek, lies in the hand of somebody who you know. Who do you know? And I don't talk of knowing people just, I know them on phone. Social media makes you know everybody. You can be in someone's DM, you can be watching their videos, you can know everything about their lives, but you don't know them personally. Who you know is a very key factor to succeeding in the marketplace. And then the second part is who knows you. Who knows you? That's the big question. So many times you know a lot of people, but do they know you? Oh, I've met him somewhere. Oh, he said hi to me somewhere. Beautiful as that may be, but do they know you? So who you know plus who knows you now is equal to what you can do. Now, what you can do. That's a big question. What can you do? What can you do? You can sing, you can dance, you can cook, you can bake, you can write, you can speak, you can coach, you can mentor. What can you do? And the last part of it is who knows what you can do. You see how I broke this down? Who you know, who knows you, what you can do, and who knows what you can do. Because beyond being able to do that thing, beyond having the value, it's very important that people know what you can do. So when your name comes to mind, when we hear Mark, when we hear John, when we hear Peter, when those names, Eunice comes to mind, it's very important that oh, she's a nice lady, he's a nice guy, he smiles very well, he dresses very well. Beyond all of those, you must be able to associate your name with something. Oh, he's the best writer I've ever met. He's the best real estate agent I've met. He's the best teacher. He's the best coach I've met. Oh, if you hear him speak on personal development, he's awesome. When you start to hear all of these things, now you've gone a step further. who you know, what you can do, and who knows what you can do. So many times the key to that opportunity is who knows what you can do, because when opportunities come, they mostly come behind closed doors. You don't know. Think of it. Many of the opportunities you've got, you were just seated in your house, and then your phone rang. Hi, who is this? Yeah, it's Praise. Yeah, how you doing? I'm great. Okay, someone told me about you. Oh yes, can you do this? Yes, I can do it. Okay, meet me so place tomorrow. And that's all. Opportunities come when you're mostly not even aware of it, and they come behind closed doors, and names are mentioned. So when your name is even mentioned, when your name comes to mind, that's me assuming and believing your name comes to mind. What do people associate your name with? What do people say? Tag your name with that he can do this. So who you know, very important. Who knows you, very important, is equal to what you can do, and who knows what you can do, very important. So as I started, talent is not enough. Talent is often overlooked. I can do this. Yeah, I draw very well. I do this very well. There are many people who can do those things very well, even better than you, I dare say. And then they are not being seen. They are nowhere even near where things are being done, where things are happening. They are nowhere near those places. So that's simply telling you that if it's only talent you're holding on to that you have, as beautiful as you sing, as beautiful as you act, as beautiful as that thing that you do that you can do, as beautiful as it may seem, as good as you may be able to do that thing, talent is not enough. Talent is not enough. And one thing I've gotten to see is that many people start to think that competence alone, I'm competent, I can do this. Same way, competence alone is not enough. Now let's talk of perception. And one thing I've seen in my years and years of working with businesses, with brands, with individuals, is that the world responds to perception. I take that again. The world responds to perception. People will relate with you based on the way they perceive you. People will interact with you, with your business or whatever it is, based on the way they perceive you. Let me delve into business and let me do a little business analysis. So, use you yourself. You walk into a store to get maybe a bag or a gown, whatever it may be. You walk into the store to get a gown, and then you look at this gown, beautiful, and they ask you, and you ask the vendor, how much is this gown? The vendor tells you $100, and you look at it, $100. No, it's not really worth it. Can I pay $70? And there's a haggle in the price. There's a haggle in the price, and you end up agreeing for $90 because according to your perception, that's what is what? Perception. Same way you walk into a store and you ask for this gown and they tell you $100 and you're like, wow, 100. I'll take it. If I'll take two, because in your mind your perception of that gown, your perception of the worth of that gown was far more than the price you were given. Everything is perception. So people will relate with you as a person, speak to you as a person based on the way they perceive you. People will relate with your business. They will price your services, they'll price your offerings based on the way they perceive you. And you must understand this. Perception is key, especially as a business, as a brand. Your perception is very key, and perception cannot be left to chance. How are you building perception? How are you building your perception? This is very, very important. I cannot overemphasize on this perception. So, perception is what will shape the way people trust you. Perception is what will shape and determine your credibility. It's perception. It is all perception. People will trust you based on the way they perceive you. You've done businesses with a lot of people, with a lot of brands, because someone said, oh, I trust them. Yeah, he's worked for me in time past and he did very well. So you work with him. Perception. Every day we are forming perceptions of people, of places, of things based on the things we see and based on the things we hear. Perception. So you are starting to understand why the right opportunities don't come to certain people, why certain people never bag those big deals they want, why they never walk into certain places, because of perception. The world responds to perception. You are where you are, you are getting your level, the level of clients, based on the way they perceive your business, based on their level of perception. You want to get the higher level clients, you have to increase your level of perception. Perception is very important. So the world is not really responding to your hidden potential. Oh, I'm a good person. Yes, beautiful as that is, I'm a this person. I have potential. I have vision. I am, in the next 10 years, I plan to do this. As beautiful as that may seem, the world is not responding to hidden signals. They're not responding to those your deep thoughts, your deep values. No, they are responding to signals. They're responding to what they see, the signs they get from you, the activities, and all of these things are forming their perception. Someone meets you, how do you speak to the person? How do you react to the person? How do you keep your word? Are you a humble person? Are you a person of credibility? Can you be trusted? All of these things that are seen in your action, your speech, your words are starting to shape people's perception of you. It is very, very important when you start to understand that the world doesn't react to or move towards your potential. They move towards the perception they have of that potential. And I want you to get this as you're watching me and listening to me. Many opportunities are perception driven. I won't say most, but I would say many opportunities. In fact, a lot of opportunities are perception driven. Cast your mind back. What are those things, opportunities I've gotten? Did somebody take a chance on me and say, okay, I trust you can handle this deal. Work on this event for me, work on this project for me, and I'll pay you this because of perception. Opportunities are perception driven. People will look at you and say, okay, from what I've heard of him, from what I've seen of her, can she manage this? Can she manage this project? Isn't $1 million too much for her to handle? Perception. So opportunities are perception driven. So you should start to understand that. So you're sitting back and waiting for the right opportunities, waiting for the big doors to open. As beautiful as that is, very important. You're praying, you're trusting God and having faith. As I will always encourage you to do that. Start sitting back and building perception. How do people perceive me? How do people perceive me? And how can you quickly build your perception? It's by what they see. It's by what they see. Perception is built from what we see. So push yourself out there. How do you speak? How do you dress? How do you carry yourself? What do you put out on social media? All of these things talk about perception. All of these things influence people's perception of you. Have you just seen somebody online, you just fell in love with the person's personality, even without meeting the person, and you're starting to think very highly of the person, you're loving the person? Perception is the same way we watch movies and love certain characters and dislike certain characters. And sometimes we tend to carry that love into real life, forgetting that they were just playing a character. Perception. So perception is very key in whatever you want to do. If you're hoping to attract the right opportunities and hoping for the right opportunities to get attracted to you and meet up with you, perception is very key. So we've spoken on perception. Now let's speak on understanding. Let's speak on understanding. The world cannot respond to you or to the value you offer if they do not understand it. Please get this and get this very clear. The world cannot respond correctly to a value they do not understand. I've met a lot of good people. So when I have the privilege of mentoring a lot of people, and when I get to interview them, speak to them, I hear a lot. Okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I can do this. As beautiful as that may seem, it's a different thing to have thoughts in your head. But see, it's a skill to be able to translate thoughts into action, or translate thought into understandable realities. Understandable, emphasis on understandable. So many have thoughts in their head. I want to do this, I can help you do this, I can help you do this, as beautiful as that may seem. But you see, that translation is where many get lost. So they're able to translate it to the best of their knowledge, yes, into okay, this and this and this, but it is not understood. The world cannot respond to your value or put their money on your value if they do not understand what it is. And this is where clarity comes into play. The truth is, if there's anything that can even be associated with everything I teach clarity. There must be clarity to who you are, what you do, what you can offer. There must be clarity. If you want the right opportunities to find you, there must be clarity. And that clarity will help your positioning. That clarity will help your branding. That clarity will help everything you do. If people cannot define your value, they cannot respond to it. If people cannot understand your value, they cannot respond to it. If people cannot understand what you are, who you are, and what you stand for, they cannot respond to it. And you must understand that when your messaging is quite confused, you're confused. Today you tilt towards this direction, tomorrow you tilt towards this other direction, and you're just tilting and tilting and tilting. If you keep on tilting and have confused messaging, it tends to affect, it will surely bring about confused perception. So people will be confused about you. Imagine going to register your child or register in a university, and then when you ask them, okay, tell us, can you give us the history of this university? We want to hear for the past 100 years, 150 years, this university has been in existence. We've raised a lot of leaders, prime ministers, we've raised presidents. Beautiful. Our alumni are the best in the world. Beautiful. But we start hearing 5 years ago, well, this place was a supermarket 5 years ago, but later we changed it. And you start to hear that a place or a university, as I'm trying to give the example, 20 years ago was something else, 10 years ago was something else, 30 years ago was something else. So there's no consistency, no track record. Trust me, more often than not, you want to change your mind and go somewhere else. Why? Confused messaging brings about weak perception. So if people should be able to place you. They should be able to place you on a pedestal. Oh yes, she can deliver this. If today we mention the best of names and the best of people out there, Lionel Messi is the best. He's my favorite footballer. He is known for football. The best of people are known for one thing. Yes, eventually, when they rise into that one thing, they can now start to diversify and touch other things. But the best of the best, Michael Phelps, the best of the best, Tiger Woods, are known for one thing. One thing. And so, if you're having confused messaging, it will bring about weak perception. Because if you do this, if you can you do I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, as beautiful as that may be known for something, be known for something. The world cannot respond to your value or place a price tag on your value as you would want it if they do not fully understand what you offer, if they do not fully understand the value you bring to the table. So I'm asking you, can you in the next 10 seconds explain the value you offer? My name is this is what I can do for you. Can you do that? Or is it something you still have to haggle your head around? You still have to think of what to say. Or after you've explained to somebody, oh, what can you do? And you start explaining, you say what you can do in one sentence, but you need to take about 10 more sentences to explain. Oh, that's not what I mean. I mean this, I mean this, I mean this. That's the problem. You still need to go back and sit and start to think of how to clearly explain the value you offer and make it very, very, very understandable. Because communication gaps, if there are gaps in your communication, if there are gaps in your explanation of your value, it will surely reduce your perception. And again, I say, if people cannot define your value, if people cannot associate your value or peg something to you, they cannot respond to it. So is that the reason why people have not been responding to you? Is that the reason you've been pushing out so many things on social media? I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and there seems to be no response so far. Value, your value has to be clearly stated. Your value has to be clearly stated so people can interact with it. Now, another thing you should start to understand, and I'll teach this from experience, because I work with certain businesses. Many of them have this problem. So they start complaining that before, things used to happen before, they used to get the clients, they were having good visibility, things were working out. And what I want you to understand, as I'll still touch later in this video, is that visibility doesn't always mean results. I will still get there. And they start to say that, okay, before things were working, they were doing the same things they were doing and getting results, and now they're doing those same things and still not getting results. If this is you, listen. You see, one thing, everybody wants to grow, everybody wants to develop themselves and get better and evolve into better versions. But you see, the downside of growth that nobody tends to really talk about is that growth will expose certain things about you. And one thing that will happen is that as you are growing, everything around you must grow together, otherwise you will have a problem. When I say everything around you must grow, what am I saying? Your positioning must grow, your messaging must grow, your communication must grow, your carriage must grow. So, because as you start to grow, let me take that down to business. You started off as a one-man business. You were doing this, a little flyers out there, a little offer this. You just find a way to move everything together. But then you started to grow, started to get more opportunities. Then it simply means that the same way you were communicating, that was bringing clients to you at that level, you have to evolve in that communication style. And that's the mistake many people made. You're dressing, never even bring it down to the person. So then, when you were just building, you were just getting up, you were not really known then as a speaker, they were not really getting you to come speak in certain places. There's a way you carried yourself. Now, this is not you forming, or no, there's a way you carried yourself. But as you start to evolve, your dressing must evolve, your speaking must evolve. You start to understand that at this point, I have to go and do Maybe I should take on certain courses to match up to the perception I'm creating. Because the worst thing that can happen is for you to work your way to certain stages, get to those stages, and think that is the same skills in the same way that they were many years back, that made them clap for you, thinking that you use those same skills at that same level to attend to this same crowd. There'll be a big problem. Everything must evolve. Your speaking, your acting, your movement, your courage, your character, everything about you must evolve. So could it be that your perception is growing already, but you are not evolving yet? Your character is not evolving, your skills are not evolving, and that's why you're seeming to have a problem. Watch that. So many people, as I was mentioning, businesses, brands, people I've worked with, many of them have outgrown their positioning. What do I mean by outgrowing their position? Where the way they stood many years back was perfect because they were still rising to that level. But now they've grown past those levels, but they've forgotten to move and evolve them, evolve everything, evolve their processes into who they are to match up with the standard and the perception they've become. And then there starts to be a conflict in who they now say they are, and people are starting to see them as. But when those people come close, everything around them, the processes and the systems around them, now begin to counter everything about them, and then it gives a false sense. It gives a sense of falsehood, and they're like, no, 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 things around this person don't match. They don't match. They don't match, and then opportunities get taken away. Doors get closed. So what I want you to know is that you must keep updating yourself. You must keep updating as a person, as a business. Keep updating yourself. And one mistake that can happen is that you can get locked in the successes of yesterday. Oh, you are the bestest. You have worked with the number. You work with certain people, and then they'll tell you, yes, 5 years ago we were voted the best upcoming brand. We were voted the best upcoming this. What happened after that? So they stayed locked up in that success. And success is, after a success, is one of the best times to be a failure. After a success is one of the hardest times to remain in success. So you've succeeded, and it's easy to just bask in that success. Yeah, we did well last year. We recorded this, but the world is moving. Your competitors are moving. Everybody around you is moving. You don't stay there. So many times those outdated narratives keep us on the same spot. Keep me on the same spot. So many times people remain in outdated narratives. Oh, you used to be this, you used to be this. As beautiful as those things are, as important as they are in your track record, because it's very important, but you must not stay there. You must use those past successes you've made as pointers to the validity of your vision, and let them be propellers to the remaining things you have to get done, because there's so much more ahead. Good. Now the next thing I'll talk on this: visibility is not influence. Visibility is not influence. As important as it is to be visible, that you're visible doesn't mean you're influential. That you're visible doesn't mean to translate into influence. You see, being seen is different from being understood, and that's why beyond being seen, you must push, you must press to be understood. As a person, as a brand, as an individual, as a press to be understood is very, very important, because many people are in the spotlight. Sometimes you watch certain videos. So for example, you could see 10,000 views, 15,000 views, and you watch the video and like, I didn't really get what this person said in 30 minutes. I didn't really pick anything from what the person said. But you see, it's always a beautiful thing when visibility meets clarity, and it brings about the best kind of influence. The best kind of influence. So many people have attention, they are in the spotlight, or you see, they have the attention, there's no clarity, so it's just noise. So somebody is privileged to go and speak on a big stage, and then he goes there, oh, good morning everybody, is looking very good, as beautiful as that is, and then he starts talking right and left and left and right, and you've listened for 15 minutes, biggest stage. All of the newspaper outlets are there, the TV screens are there, biggest stage. And then after 20 minutes of him speaking, everybody's like, what's he saying? I can't really get anything saying. And at the end of the day, we just like, woo, 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 because it's what we're expected to do. But everybody leaves there saying, I didn't really get anything from what this person said. Let that not be you. So attention without clarity will constantly create noise, and eventually people will be like, people's perception of you changes, and they're like, no, this man has nothing to offer. This lady has nothing to offer. So let that not be you. Remember where I started from. Clarity is very important. So as you're building and climbing up the ladder now, it's very important you work on clarity. Who you are, what you do, let everything be very clear. What services do you offer? What solution can you give? Let it be very clear, and let Let's be able to pass it in the easiest way, in the simplest way possible, that even the littlest person can can easily grasp what you're saying and run away with an understanding of when you mention the name Praise, this is what Praise is, this is what he does, this is what he can offer. That's the clarity we talk about. Now let me talk of positioning, because this is something I like to talk about. Positioning. And this is another very important skill. If you want to attract the right opportunities, you must know how to position rightly. You must people will not come into your DM, people will not come look for you and give you their money because you are good. Nah. As important as being good is and having the value and being able to offer the solution is, you must be positioned in a way they will see you. And that's why you see I get to interact with a lot of people, spiritual people especially, and there's this false humility we tend to put up. Oh, can you do this? I'm trying. Can you do this? We will try and see. There's nothing like that. Drop that false humility until you say, here I am. Nobody will say, there you are. You must be able to stand up and say, my name is Praise Aze. I can do this and I can do it well. And I can do it well. So you must understand that opportunities will constantly come towards clarity, and it means that when you are clear, you must now position yourself rightly. How do you position yourself? Let's quickly talk about that. It starts from number one, communication. The greatest source of your position is your communication. Let everything around you speak your value. So I go on your social media. Okay, so I meet a young man and you're telling me that, hey, I'm a brand and business strategist, or I'm a public speaker. I train teenagers, I train youths who want to start a business, and I help them expand their business. Beautiful. What's the first thing I do after hearing you speak so beautifully? I go to your social media. I check your Facebook, check your LinkedIn, and start to see, oh, what does he have there? But then when I go there, I'm starting to see things that contradict the value you presented yourself to have. You've shared certain things, you've posted certain things. You may have just seen them as I was just catching cruise, I was just having fun. But you see, all of this fun have a way of influencing the perception people have of you. And many people have lost opportunities like that. I tell you the truth, I kid you not. Many have lost opportunities like that. So you start to ask yourself, how can I communicate the value I want to push out? Communication is very key. You must speak like where you're going. You must speak like who you're becoming. Speak like it. Let your social media channels show your value, your pictures, the way you come out. There are certain posts you even come across on social media. I say it a lot in my teachings. You may like them. You may agree with them. You may find them funny. You don't need to like. You don't need to drop a comment. Just laugh and move on, because when you start liking them, people get to come online and see that it's your name that liked it. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, but that's not even my point of focus. But when you're talking about positioning, it starts from your communication. Learn to communicate effectively. Communicate like a king if you want to attract kings. Communicate like royalty if you want to attract royalty. Don't just speak anyhow. Don't just carry yourself anyhow. And communication is beyond your verbal. It also involves non-verbal. You must learn how to speak, how to hold a conversation, how to meet people, how to speak to people in a gathering. You must learn etiquette. You must learn courtesy. All of these things may be seemingly little, but you must learn them. If you have to go take a course to learn these things, please take them. If you have to go take a training if you have to pay for a mentor to teach you these things, for a teacher, for a coach to teach you these things, by all means, learn. Pay for it, because in the long run, you are paying for destiny, you are paying for your success. So it is very, very, very important the way you position, and positioning starts from your communication. You must learn to communicate effectively. You must know how to communicate in the basic way required for your audience. So if I'm speaking to this class of people, that must know effective communication is communication that can be understood. That's effective communication. So if I'm speaking to this class of people, my effective communication is when I can speak to them well, get them to understand what I'm offering, get them to understand what I'm doing, and get them to bring about the expected response I want from them. And when I move to another cadre, I can communicate effectively across all cadres, because it's not one communication style for all cadres. That's what we talk of effective positioning. So positioning starts from your communication. Very important. And another thing you must do is you must be strategic. Being strategic also helps to position, and one of the easiest ways of positioning now is via social media. Now you're watching this video on whatever platform it is, but you see, one of the easiest ways is via social media. Position via social media. So you're building yourself as a thought leader. You should know the platforms you should be on. You're building up yourself. You're building up your business. You have FMCG business, a product based business, you should know the platform you should tilt towards. The kind of person, the kind of brand you're building determines the social media platform or and strategy you should use. Understand this. It's not hard to get. You may not start off being everywhere because you may have a hard time trying to keep up with this, post this, but it's better to pick one or two or a few of them and solidly establish yourself on these platforms, having rightly chosen that these are the platforms that can give effective expression to what you're trying to build, and then push, and then you push consistently. You push consistently. When you start to push out consistent messaging, as you start off, people may not understand what you do. They may not even interact with your messages, but bit by bit, with consistency, they're seeing what you're doing. They're understanding what you're doing. They're getting to associate a messaging, a kind of messaging with you, with your face. They're getting to associate a tone with your brand. They're getting to associate some values with you, and over time, bit by bit by bit by bit, perception, clarity, and influence now blends together, and then when opportunities arise in that field, your name comes first. When opportunities arise in that same field and names are needed, your name comes up first on different mouths. Let's reach out to him, because when opportunities come in certain fields, and a name is needed, is those that are always out there that come to mind first. Will your name come to mind? So with consistency on those your selected platforms, push, you will get there. So this is me telling you that if you have been posting out, oh, the views are not being counted, oh, you're not getting a lot of engagement, keep pushing it out. Somebody is seeing it, somebody will eventually see it. All of these things are building a track record for you eventually. So you may have put out a video 10 years ago, and after 10 years that video comes into the limelight. That's how the algorithm works. Push. It just takes one person to search, come across that video, come across that post, and that is the key decision maker that will change your life around and give you an opportunity, a mind-blowing opportunity. One person. So what happens if you stopped because you think you were getting just 5 likes? It's not about the 5 likes, it's about that one person who likes it, that one person who makes the move. So keep pushing it. So you understand that. So when you finish watching this video, you must understand that everything you do on social media is strategic. Well, except you're just playing around, you're not interested in finding the right opportunities. Understand that everything you do on social media must be strategic, must be driven towards a particular path, a particular goal of opportunities. I want these things. I'm building myself. I'm presenting myself as this kind of person, and I'm expecting this kind of opportunities. Push as that person. Another thing that communication will help you do is communication will help you build trust. And as a communication specialist, so I have degrees in communication, and I've gotten to understand that communication is key. Communication is literally life, and communication is literally the lifeblood that moves everything. I will track back a little and still speak on communication. Learn how to speak. I would say two skills anybody should have now, two interpersonal skills. You must know how to speak, you must know how to write. And thankfully, AI has made writing much easier, helping you push out your thoughts in a more understandable and in a much better manner, as beautiful as that is. But speaking is very important. I've met a lot of people who are very good but cannot effectively say what they do. Many people have come on certain stages that could have turned their lives in the right trajectory, but because they didn't know how to speak, they didn't know how to communicate, it turned out being a big problem for them. Know how to communicate. Know how to communicate is very important. Know how to communicate your skills, your solution. So I meet you today and I ask you, how are you? I'm good. What's your name? This is my name. What can you do? And I give you 20 seconds to tell me what you can do. Can you? Let that be an assignment you should take back after watching this video. I must be able to communicate my value effectively, easily, and seamlessly in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. This is what I can do. This is what I can help you do. So people come with offers. They come with proposals. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Okay, tell us how you benefit our company. And then many of them keep going. We'll do this. They keep giving the big English they've gone to memorize and everything. As beautiful as that is, you see many times these people that own these opportunities are just looking for someone who can effectively explain what he can do to them, or do with them, and then you get the opportunity to learn how to communicate effectively. It is very, very, very important. Because many times now the decider may not really be the person who has more value. Many times the decider may not really be the person who dressed more, smelled more nice. The decider many times will be the person who communicated the value better. And you see something I've seen. You see, many years back when I was still, many years back, still climbing up the ladder, many years back, I'm still climbing. Many years back, I got to see that I had the value. I built capacity to a level, and then I would see people in my field get certain opportunities and get so well paid for this opportunity. And I'm like, what? I know this person, and not to demean the person or anything. I know that I can do 10 times better than this person. So how come this person is getting the opportunities and I'm not? These are all the factors that came to play: perception, visibility, positioning. These are the factors that came to play. Who you know, who knows you, what you can do, who knows what you can do. These are the factors that came into play. And these are the it will keep on happening many times. Those people who can push themselves out the more, who are the loudest, who can effectively communicate their value, are the ones who end up getting the big bucks. And then you're there, you're focusing time, doing everything, doing the work, but you cannot communicate it. Communication. Many are so good in communicating, they cannot even do the work. They end up doing the communicating rightly, getting the big box, and then they go get somebody for a lesser amount to do the work, and the person still delivers. Communication. So why not build your communication? It's very, very important. Build how to speak. I think I will do another video on how you can build, how you can attract the right opportunities via communication. I will do that video, so you should look out. Subscribe to my page if you've not. So, and just put on your notification so you can get when I do it. I'll work on that. I'll push out the video, how to attract the right opportunities via communication. This is something I've seen over and over again in my life. Communication has given me access to places, has given me access to certain doors, has given me certain opportunities that at that level it would have taken me a longer period to get. But because I was able to communicate effectively what I can do, my offerings, I was able to communicate effectively, I was able to walk into certain places, and the rest we say is history. So communication is important. If you've never taken it serious, please take it very, 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 very seriously now. Another thing that will really help out is the right association. You see, relationships cannot be overemphasized. There's this popular saying that your network is your net worth. Yeah, your network is your net worth. Relationship cannot be overemphasized. And you see, I will emphasize on relationships here because number one, opportunities move with people. Opportunities move with people, and people are the ones that will inform you of opportunities. Many people have just meandered their way into certain big breaks because someone said, come along with me. Somebody forwarded a particular message. Oh, check this out. Many people have hit big deals, have gotten big projects because somebody just said, check this out. Or they went to visit somebody and they were just discussing about something and they overheard and let me just try this out. And so, yeah, you can try it. And that's how they walked into their breakthrough. That's how the right opportunities hit them. Relationships. You cannot be unintentional about the kind of relationships you have, especially as a person who is building himself and pushing for that next level, especially as a person who is building a brand, who is building a perception, who is building a business, who is building values and want to evolve. You cannot be unintentional about your relationship. It's very, very important. I'm not saying go look for the rich ones. Well, as you're definitely, but you have the right definition of who the right people are. So, who are the right people? The people that will push you and spur you on into greatness. The people that will push you and are not discouraged by your growth. Don't feel bad when you're pushing, when you're starting to achieve a little successes. The right set of people that together you hold your hands and press for bigger things. People that don't want you to remain small. People that want you to keep pushing till you get to where you're going to. You must find a way to move with those kind of people. Push, intentionally create those kind of relationships with these people. They are there everywhere. Yet yes, a lot of people out there, people who really have no value, they just want to get around and they just want to look for someone to have fun with. But the truth is, as they may be good intention people, but the point is, if you're focused on building a successful life for yourself, you're focused on building a life of impact, a life of value, you must intentionally choose your relationships and intentionally reject certain people when they choose you to come into their circle. It is very, very, very important. Relationships. Think back and ask yourself, most of the where did the biggest offer you've had now in your business, the biggest clients you've had in your business, where did they come from? Who referred that client to you? Relationships, very important. So you must intentionally build good relationship. Take it. No, I don't talk a lot. I always like to keep it to myself. Oh, no, 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 there's nothing like that. You can still maintain your personality, but intentionally build relationships with people. And you're not building relationship with people. Let me say this clearly. You're not building because you want to benefit from them later. So I'm coming and I'm all smiley. How are you? How are you doing? Because I've done a little background check on you and I've seen that you have access to this and this. So I'm just trying to form so that I can get something from you later. No, that makes you a user. That makes you a fake person. Trust me, people can easily recognize this kind of people and they'll cut you off. That's not what I'm saying. Be real, be good, be nice, be kind, be a good person. Picture that perfect person you want to have in your circle, that perfect friend, that perfect help you want to have in your circle. Picture that person and then be that person. Be that person. Be that person. Very important. Beyond having the good relationship, you must be a good person too that people want to have in the circle. It's very important. So intentionally seek out this way. So you go for a meeting, for example, learn to reach out to people, reach out, hi, how you doing? My name is this. Have a smile, learn to smile. And this is something I've really learned and I'm learning to do more. Smile. Learn to smile. Learn to reach out to people, be sociable. A man who wants to have friends must make himself friendly. You must be friendly. Intentionally reach out to people. Don't just sit back and think everybody will come and meet you and no. Intentionally reach out. So make it a point of duty. Be sociable to an extent, to the extent that your destiny needs, to the extent that your life needs. Be sociable. It's very, very, very important. So relationships are something you should not turn your back on. Another thing that will help you to attract the right opportunities is patience. You must be patient. You must be patient. You see, we say Rome was not built in a day. Nothing was ever built in a day. And if you are just getting discouraged because you went out, you took all your time, you created the post, put it out there, nobody liked it, there will be a problem. There will be a problem. The truth is that it's even those posts that you take up time and work on. Do your research, you do it very well. You have a feeling in your heart that this is one that will hit. This is the video that will hit. They are the ones that end up doing like will I even say worse than your normal ones. But the ones that you just do randomly are the ones that even come out better. This is not to say you don't plan, but I'm just trying to tell you a reality. So don't get discouraged. Your next video may be the big hit. You know that your next strategy may be the one that works. Your next outing may be the one that hits. Your next presentation may be the one that they've been waiting for. Your next idea may just be the one that will bring about that big break in your brand, in your business, in that company. So what are you stopping for? Everybody who eventually gets there and attract the right opportunities are people who push through failures, push through disappointments, and intentionally got there. So you must stay patient. You must stay patient. If you're in a hurry to hit it big, the truth is you will not get it. And that's why people who are constantly pursuing success, constantly pursuing money, pursuing all of these things, it's like the more they pursue these things, the more these things run away from them. The truth is success is more attracted to you by what you're becoming. So focus on becoming, focus on building yourself. All of these things you're desiring they will start getting attracted to you because there's a level you'll have built yourself to. It will be impossible not to work in certain realities. It will be impossible not to have certain things working for you. It will be an aberration it will be impossible. So focus on building yourself. Let your focus be on building. You're a young person here. It doesn't matter how old you are. Build. It's never too late to start building. Build yourself, build your values, build your skill. And it's very, 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 I keep saying very important. You see, build yourself and patiently build. Don't be in a hurry. So many want to compare themselves with somebody else who is at a different stage of life. Build yourself and stay building. Build yourself and stay building. It's very, very important you to build yourself and stay building. And you see, another thing, let me give you this as an extra. Build your skill to the point where people cannot close their eyes on you. They can't turn their back from you when you are that good. Be that good. Be that good. So you have certain things you can do now. Sit back and ask yourself, out of these 5 things I can do, how many of them can I do excellently well? Because this is what will help you to attract certain opportunities. How many of them can I do excellently well? Okay, so I can bake. I bake, I do this, I cook. Okay, good. And I have a business. I have a catering business. How good is my cooking? What are the complaints my clients have had, my customers have had? I take all those things together. I do a review. How good is my cooking? How good has it been? Oh, okay. I would say my cooking is a 7/10. So what is that other 3 that is missing? Is it in my packaging? Is it in my choice of delicacies? Is it in certain things that I cannot really do well? Then focus on building those 3 and getting that remaining 3. When you can focus on doing that, trust me, you will keep rising, and keep rising, you'll keep rising. Because if you're constantly looking at what parts of myself is not really fitting that global standard. So it starts by number one, you having that standard. What is the standard I look forward to? What's the standard I look towards? Don't have a very mediocre standard. Your standard can be a person. Have a great standard. Your standard can be a person. It can be a system. It can be a structure. It can be a mindset. Have that structure first, and then start check where you are as compared to where you want to be, and start aligning yourself. What is missing, what do I need to keep building? That's how you keep building yourself. So you're not comparing with somebody else, you're comparing with yourself, you're comparing with that standard you have, and constantly you're building yourself. A man who constantly goes back to look at his weaknesses, look at his excesses, and keeps building himself will constantly be ahead of others, because others are busy looking left, right, trying to say what is this one doing, but you're constantly looking within, building yourself. Boom, you're already in front. You're already in front. You're already in front. So look at everything you can do now and ask yourself, what parts of this thing do I still need to build? What parts of this thing do I still need to develop? Because that is what is stopping you from attracting the right opportunities or the right kind of opportunities that you're looking for. If you want to serve royalty, you have to carry class. You have to ooze royalty. That is the reality. You have to ooze royalty. So you want to start serving kings, you want to start serving nobles, you must start carrying yourself as somebody that nobles will see and turn their eyes and be like, who is this person? I want to meet her. I want to meet him. That is when you're starting to oath of class. So you must constantly push yourself in that direction. So another thing that can reduce that value that you're trying to communicate and stop you from attracting the right kind of opportunities is familiarity. And familiarity can greatly reduce values, can greatly reduce your values. And you see, you have to learn to spot this early enough. And part of your positioning is learning to shield yourself from the kind of people that want to, via their familiarity, intentional or not, bring down your perception. So people, especially people who have known you for a very long time, they may struggle to see your evolution. They may struggle to see you as that person that speaks to large congregations, speaks to large crowds now, trains a lot of people now. This guy, this small guy, they may have that struggle, and many times they may want to just talk down on you, to go drop a comment on that post, small boy this, and it tends to bring down your perception. So you must know how to strategically position yourself around those kind of people, and set the boundaries are very, very important. Because you see, if you may have to even move out of certain places, move out of certain associations, because the truth is, old environments will often keep you in outdated perceptions when you remain in certain circles. It may be physical location, it may be mental location, it may be certain relationships you have. You see, if you stay in certain old environments, you may eventually keep yourself trapped in those wrong perceptions. And one beautiful thing about growth is that the more you grow, the more you start to shed off certain things, certain people, certain places, the more uncomfortable you feel about certain places and certain people. So if you're starting to feel uncomfortable about places and people you were very comfortable with before, it may be a huge pointer to the fact that you are growing past them, and you have to align where you are with what is around you. It's very, very important. So many times your growth will remain invisible to the people that have known you for a while, because they keep seeing the old version of you. But don't be worried, don't be bothered about that. Many times, even families, even friends that tend to be the last set of people that validate you, that see the quality you carry. Well, it's normal, it happens. So don't let that discourage you. Don't let that discourage you at all. And just keep focused, keep your eyes going, and keep growing. And keep growing. Let your mind remain focused on what you're building, on who you're building. Keep building, keep growing, and eventually everyone will eventually come to say, oh yeah, I know him. Oh, he used to be this. We used to attend school together. He used to be my neighbor. Everybody wants to share with greatness eventually. So don't pursue their assertions. Don't pursue their, oh, he's good. Don't pursue all of these things. Take time. Focus on building yourself. Eventually, all the commendations will come, because nobody will turn their face away from his success. When you hit those big doors, everybody will still come and say, yes, I know you. They still want to come and meet you. So don't bother yourself about all of those things. So as I bring this to a close, I want you to understand this. The issue may not be that you're not talented. You may be very, very talented. The issue may not be that you're not putting in the effort. You may be putting in the effort, burning the midnight candles, taking out time to shoot videos, to record videos, go back to back and do all of these things. That may not really be the issue. The issue may not be that you're not even in the right place. It may not be that you're not in the right field. It may not be that you're not doing the right business. It may not be that you're not offering the right solution. No, that may not be the issue. The issue may just be your perception. how people perceive you. People cannot relate with you greater than the way they perceive you. So you must work on how people see you. And with all of these things I've mentioned, they will aid your perception, they will build your perception. And you have to be patient, as I said earlier. And sometimes the world has not fully understood your value yet. So by patiently building, positioning yourself and pushing yourself out there, being very clear, the world is getting to understand, okay, yeah, I like this young lady, I like this young man, I like what he offers. And eventually they will get to come into the full understanding of the value that you offer, and they will get to put the right price tag on that value. Look out for opportunities and start to prepare yourself for these opportunities. Start to position yourself for these opportunities. They are very, very, very important. I've said that like a million times in this video. Yeah, so this is why the right opportunities never locate some people. And I want you to keep a positive mindset through it all. Be positive. Eventually, as I always say in all my teachings, the life you dream will be the life that you live. So thank you for taking out time to watch this video. Do well to like and subscribe. And yes, drop your comments. I want to hear from you. Are there any questions you may have? Are there any questions you may have? Are there any perceptions you may have? Are there any things you've struggled with, especially in building perception as a business owner, as a brand? I want to hear from you. You can also send me an email to be in the comment section. You can also send me an email. I would like to hear from you. So I celebrate you. May the odds always be in your favor.